Hi, guys.
Hello from New York.
Howdy. I'm walking here.
Of what?
That's what they say. It's like, hey, I'm walking here. And
Never heard them say that.
it's a New York thing. It's everyone
I've
makes...
not heard a single New Yorker say, I'm walking here.
It's like a joke people make about people in New York. Like, hey, I'm walking here. Come on. It's like a really well-known joke about New York. Anyways, I don't have glass to drink out of. I'm being subjected to drinking out of...
There's paper cups.
Or plastic.
Well, I'm drinking out of plastic too.
It's fine. Well, I don't know. I get, like, if I drink wine out of paper cups, it like stains the cup, and I don't know about it. I always think the wine's like seeping out.
Seeping out.
I don't
Are
wanna
you
waste...
scared that they're going to charge you for staining their paper cup?
No, I'm scared I'm going to waste wine. The paper is stealing it. At
Well, there's
least...
plastic bags that I could line the inside of the paper cup with.
No, that's so horrendous. Yeah, so we're in New York.
Sorry if I'm a bit flat.
It took us like 50 hours to get here.
It's about 52, I think I worked it out.
Oh my God.
From the time we left this... No, it might have been 54. From the time we left the studio.
Jeez.
It was 54 hours till we landed in New York.
Oh my God. So we got picked up, we got to the airport, we were all excited, and...
You're all excited.
You were excited too. And we were in the lounge, we're all excited, blah, blah, blah. We got a notification that our flight was delayed an hour and a half, but we're like, that's fine, doesn't matter, we're in the lounge, we'll have another drink.
No, but I was still worried. We had a
Stress.
connecting flight, which was 6 hours.
Yeah, we had 6 hours to get
But we
from...
had to go from one airport to another, which was another hour.
Yeah.
So we still had to get through customs, and we had to get our
Get our bags,
bags,
and
and then an hour.
And then an hour drive.
So I was starting to get, oh, we're going to start be cutting this fine.
We were going to be cutting it fine, but we were like, you know what, it's going to be a bit of a rush, but we had pre-booked a driver to pick us up from LAX to take us to the other airport. So we were like, at least we've got a driver there for us, and I told them we're going to be delayed. They're tracking the flight anyway, so that's all fine, I guess. And then we get on the plane. Oh no, then we were about to board, and we got delayed a little bit more.
No, they rushed us, remember? Then they put everybody in seat number row, like,
Yeah.
I've never seen this before. Like, they said seat number such and such, you go here. And they were lining everyone up in the order of where they were sitting so they could board
Just
the
get us
plane
on
quicker.
quickly. So we could, like, so we all...
But we didn't know why that was happening.
No, it was just a bit weird.
And everybody was running around like headless chooks at that time.
They were, like, all the staff looked like a little bit frantic. And we get on the plane, and then it's just taking forever to take off. I mean, I was happy. I got my welcome champagne, and I got my jammies, which we got our jammies. So we went and put our jammies on. And we're sitting there with little welcome champagnes, and then they just kept taking forever.
Well, there's lots of vested staff coming in the plane. High-vis staff coming in the plane.
Yeah.
In and out. And you could see there was some sort of panic.
Yeah.
Like, you could see they weren't comfortable.
But we had no idea what was happening. We're just sitting there. I mean, I was happy I had my champagne and my jammies. But
What? So we hadn't got to tarmac at this stage. We're still at
just sitting at the
gate.
door was still open.
Then I think we would have been there an hour, wasn't it?
At the very least.
At least an hour, and then all of a sudden we're getting an announcement. And they're waiting for. They kept on saying they're waiting for paperwork.
Yeah.
And then eventually the captain came on and then explained what the problem was there's night works at Melbourne Airport on the runway that we're going to leave on, and the runway has been shortened, and that they were carrying too much weight to take off, like according to the paperwork, in that runway space. So they had to offload fuel.
So they're waiting for a contractor to come to
But
offload
nobody could find a
the contractor to take the fuel off the plane.
And I was sort of saying, well, why did you put all that fuel on the plane?
So then their next solution, after we waited for the contractor that they couldn't find out, their next solution was, okay, we're just going to take everyone's bags off the plane, and you guys...
And 15 people.
and I think it was 11 people.
11 people had to put their hand up to
get off. And all of our bags. And we were like, But we've
We've
got
got
a connecting
connecting-
flight from a different airport to go to New York. So our
With
baggage
a different
is.
carrier because Qantas only
Yeah,
doesn't
so
go to the.
I was like, how are we going to get our luggage when we're flying from American Airlines from a different airport to New York, and our luggage is going to be on the next Qantas flight? Like, what? So I got changed. I was like, there's like, Peter's surely going to say, let's get off this plane. And then Peter was like,
I actually did. I said,
Yeah.
we'll get off because, well, we weren't going to connect with our flight anymore.
yeah.
So we're already going to have a hassle with that. But then I started thinking, well,
But then they said that the other solution was the next flight might have to go via Brisbane. So we'd have to go.
or Perth or.
So we'd have to go from Melbourne to Brisbane, which is like a 2-hour flight, or Melbourne to Perth, which is 4
And this is
hours.
the next day.
4 hours across the other side of our country to then fly all the way to America. Like, it was just. So we just decided we'll stay on the plane and we'll sort it out. And then they offloaded the luggage and a bunch of passengers. And then eventually they were like, cool, we can start to taxi. They closed the door, we had movement.
No, but even then, there was still another half an hour waiting for the new paperwork.
Yeah. But eventually we started to finally taxi. And I did a little clap in my seat. I was like, yeah, off we finally go. And we taxi out a little bit, and then we stop for another bit, and the captain comes on. We're still too heavy to take off. We've got to offload some more fuel. So we're just going to sit here. And they just kept the plane running. So sorry, Mother Earth, that we just sat there.
Yeah, they turned the engines up and ran them for about
An hour.
trying to burn off fuel because now a tailwind had come up, which meant now they're too heavy with this tailwind.
And then after an hour of them burning off fuel, they said, yeah, the tailwind's still too strong. We can't take off. We're cancelling the flight.
No, they did another hour before that with not burning off, just sitting, hoping the
Really?
tailwind was
See,
going to drop.
I think I'd fallen asleep at that point. I was just so...
During this time, so for the last, I think, 3 hours, were seatbelts in your seat, in upright position, couldn't go
No
to the
food.
toilet, no food, no drink.
food, no drinks. Although I
I
I did get up.
nuts.
I did get up to go to the toilet because I was like, this is a bit ridiculous and I need to pee. And I got up and I was talking to the flight hostesses and I was like, I'm so hungry. And so they came and gave us some little pretzels. And at one point, I think earlier on, I'd spoken to one of the hostesses and she gave me a secondary champagne, which was nice. But aside from that, no food, no drink. And yeah, it was just chaos. And by the time that they eventually...
That was about 3:34?
It was 3 a.m. when
3
they
a.m.
eventually said the flight was cancelled. I think it was 3. It was like 3 or 3:30 when they eventually said we're cancelling this flight.
So we had to go down, pick our luggage up from the carousel, go back through customs, even though we hadn't left Australia. We had to go back through customs to get back
I mean, not
into
that they
Australia.
did anything. They just checked our passports and...
No, they marked your name off.
Oh, yeah.
They had a
that's- yeah,
checklist.
that's right. They just marked our name off, so it wasn't like it was hectic or anything. And then we had to pick up our bags, go back through, then we had to go to Qantas, and then we had to deal with a whole plane full of people, and you can imagine just how, like, irate some people were.
Oh, yeah, some people, and there might have been part of the problem was caused by Qantas. So flight came in late, and maybe a decision should have been made, or we're not going to get out in time, so let's not put too much fuel on the plane or whatever. However they do that stuff, but
At the end of
the day,
it wasn't the staff's problem. It
no,
wasn't
it was the airport and maybe Qantas ground staff in charge of
Yeah,
that.
but-
Surely they didn't have phone numbers for the contractors or the fuelers.
But like the hostesses, it's not their problem.
Oh, no,
And so
they were
people are
fine.
yelling at them. I was like, these people are literally just doing their job. Like, they're just customer service workers, so there's no point yelling and screaming at them. Like, fair enough, you're frustrated.
Yeah, they
but-
basically, what they did is anybody who was a taxi away from the airport.
it
At
was like
first,
cab vouchers.
they were trying to work out what was going to happen with everyone's flight, and then it got answered that the flight was going to be resumed at 7 o'clock the next day, well, that day, because
Yeah.
we're now on the next
on
day.
the next day. So they were like, the flight's leaving at
And they
7
gave
o'clock.
everyone taxi vouchers to get back home
Yep.
and back to the airport, fully paid for by them. And anybody that was too far from the airport or from another state got hotel vouchers,
which was us,
and
'cause
and a food voucher.
because like we live in Melbourne, but it takes an hour and a half to get from the airport to your place. So that's a 3-hour round trip. And
Well, on top of that, we were actually the
last
last people to leave
because we
because
had such an annoying. You're out of frame, by the way.
oh, and like we had a very strange connection done through Qantas, which Qantas computers didn't recognise, and we're so lucky. The lady who was helping us,
Oh my God,
she
was
just
an
said
absolute angel.
she even said to the main supervisor, "No, our system has stuffed this up. We need to fix it." And she said, "No, they booked this. They're getting it. We can't help. The Qantas has made some error in the booking, which means we can't cross it over to another booking."
Yeah, and then even she was just such an angel like for sorting it, and even she could by this point it was like 5:30 in the morning, and she looked at Peter and I who were just exhausted, and she's like, "You guys go. You get some sleep. I'm not stopping until I have this sorted for you, but you guys go and get some
Yeah,
rest."
I'll send you a message if there's a problem. If you don't hear from
yeah,
me,
if you don't hear from me,
it's
no
all
news
sorted.
is good news. But
Yeah.
if I'll give you a call if there's a problem, but no news is good news. And she sorted, and she actually got us a better connecting flight. Like, we didn't have to change airports in the end. We got a direct, because we were going to have to change airports
Yeah.
and then go via Dallas to New York, whereas she got us a direct flight from LAX to JFK
Yeah.
in the same airport. So she actually sorted our stuff out better than it originally was. But yeah, so that
But-
was our journey.
So that's the end of the podcast. So.
But we're finally here, and the silver lining is I got 2 pairs of Qantas jammies now.
You thought you lost one pair.
I thought I did, but I didn't. I've got 2 pairs now, which is so good. I love
So
Qantas.
good.
I love my Qantas
Oh,
jammies.
I know.
Like, I don't know, just these pants are so comfortable. I don't know where my Emirates first class ones are actually, which is a little bit concerning.
The ones I had to pay because you lost them, and we had to buy them over eBay after I paid $100 to have them shipped to you. You ended up with somebody's
They
old
sent me
tracky
someone
pants.
else's pants. You know what? Because I lost them last
We're
year in
actually staying in
Austin,
the
and we're
same
staying in the
place.
same place. I want to see if my original first class pants are still there.
So how are you going to get into that room when it won't be staying in the same room?
No, but like, what if I speak to the people? Like, who
They're going to keep your Qantas pants
they
for a
kept
year.
someone else's pants and sent me someone else's pants. The weirdos.
No, but oh yeah, but see, they know they backpeed pants. That they know whose they are. They got sold. You should warn them, hadn't you? I think they got some fat guy to run around and get sweaty in them, and they put them up for sale.
Like, I just can't believe they sent me someone else's pants. That was the most, like, and it was so like the place we.
So excited to get somebody else's pants. Well
No,
done.
I can't
Did
remember
you
if I
ever
s-
put them on?
No, God no, that's disgusting. I don't know who they belong to. I think I would have spoken about this like last year for our
You
New
did.
York. Yeah.
You brought it up 2 or 3 times. You was just repeating yourself like normal, but I won't go into that.
Sorry.
Well, you tell me every time I repeat myself.
No.
Yes, you do. You have great joy. I know that story.
No. Am I really that savage?
The people person, yes. Some poor lady that had to sleep next to her and she couldn't because Beck was singing out loud while she's trying to sleep.
What?
You were full on singing out loud.
No, I wasn't.
Trying to DJ on your
I
iPhone.
wasn't singing. I was just
And
working.
then she only got like 1 hour sleep, and then you start carrying on about peeing and losing your phone. You can see the look. That's the look she gave this poor girl. Only 5 minutes to go until you can go to the toilet, so be
The
quiet.
lady next to me was such a cat. She slept the entire way. And then, like, the seatbelt sign had just come on, and I said to Peter, I was like, this was, like, on our flight here to New York. And I was like, ugh, I need to pee, like, but the sign just came on, like, and I said to Peter, I was like, do you reckon I can just quickly go? She's like, we're gonna land in 5 minutes. So I was like, okay, well, we're not, like, it's gonna be, I didn't say this to her, but in my head I was like, it's not gonna be 5 minutes, like, it's gonna be at least half an hour, and I really need to pee. I don't know if you know this about me, but when I need to pee, I need to pee.
She beat you to the toilet though. How did that work? She was behind you.
She
and
pushed past me,
beat
she was a
you.
cow.
So she got to the toilet quicker than you. So she must
She
have need
was
to pee worse than
rude.
you.
She was rude.
Rude. So rude. Anyway.
Rude. And
Anyway,
I couldn't
it was an adventure. At least we're in America. All our luggage just turned up.
Yes, all the
and
luggage just turned up.
we both got upgraded in our hotel rooms.
You got much more of an upgrade than I did.
Only because they've checked us in. The first thing is, we've upgraded you to a brand new room.
To me, yeah, to
To
me,
you-
they're
and I-
like struggling to find Peter's booking, and to me, they're like, "Oh, we've upgraded you, Miss Pete," and I was like, oh, and I was like, oh no, don't tell me this. Like, please tell me that Peter's been upgraded as well. And then like she's like struggling to find Peter's booking. I'm like, no, like, don't do this, because if I've been upgraded and Peter hasn't, like, he's gonna have a field day.
It happens
and
all the time.
I don't want Peter to have fun. Like, please tell me that Peter's got an upgrade. And Peter's got a suite, which is where we're sitting. Like, he's got like a lounge room and everything. Like, I've just got a little room. It's fine.
But
Like,
you have a view. I'm looking into somebody's backyard. No, I don't
Just
know. Have
bricks.
backyards. It's bricks.
but I mean, like, my view is not, like, there's nothing to write home about.
But it's a view.
My room is like the size of your lounge room. You have a lounge room and a bedroom. Like,
I have a big wardrobe.
yeah, see, I don't unpack.
I know.
I can't understand. So, like, Peter unpacks everywhere we go. Peter unpacks his suitcase and then he repacks before we leave. Whereas I'm like, as if he can be bothered doing that.
Yeah, but then every day you're spending an hour trying to find something. I just open the cupboard door and go, there's my shirt. There's
Yeah,
my
I just-
pants. There's my shoes.
I just rummage and I'm like, oh, there's my shirt. It's fine.
It's fine.
I've
I've seen your explosions in the room.
It's fine.
I don't unpack. It's just spread around every corner of the room.
Exactly. It's an organised mess. I know exactly where. Remember, me and Mum used to have this fight all the time when I lived at home. Like, Mum would.
Yeah, because your room would encroach on the rest of the house.
No, I would contain the organised mess, but Mum would go in and Mum would start cleaning stuff, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "I'm tidying up." I'm like, no. Like, this is an organised mess, because I know when I took off that jumper, I know I threw it over there. So when I want to go find that jumper, I know it's over in that corner. Whereas if you come in here and you start
I do not believe that comment.
rearranging,
I do not believe that comment 1 second.
I know exactly where my mess is.
Oh, the amount of times I
Most
don't
of
know
the
where
time.
of. So where is your first class pajamas? I don't know. You failed, and you've got full control over where you live now.
But I took those to Europe with me. So what if I left them somewhere in Europe?
Have you actually unpacked the suitcase?
Yeah, I have. Where are they? They'll be somewhere.
It's all right. She commented, whatever morning it was, that, did I pack your headphones? I said, I don't know, you're on the other side, and I think you did, I don't know. And she goes, yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. And then when we're in the lounge the second time, this person comes up and
Qantas official person.
and asks Beck by name, and it was like, oh, he knows you're famous.
No, because I saw him walk up and he was holding the Bose case and he's like, oh, Rebecca? And I was like, yes. And he's like, you're missing these? And I was like, yes, thank you. My bad. So, obviously, but how did they know who I was? How did they know to come find?
I told you, they watch your podcast.
How did they know who I was? That was a bit spooky.
A bit spooky.
It was a little bit spooky. Anyway, we're in New York and
We're in a New Yorker.
we're in the New Yorker. And you were telling me this is where JFK and Marilyn Monroe...
Oh, whatever. Yeah, it's one of those stories.
Oh.
Yeah, I think this is it's a famous... I can show you old photos of all the famous people that used to stay here.
How fancy.
Oh, fancy.
And we went to a Harry Potter exhibition. Well, first we went to B&H, which is like Peter's Disneyland. You got a new Polaroid?
Yes, I bought the new Polaroid camera because I can't... All my proper Polaroid bags, I can't get film from anymore.
So you got to the new one?
I got the new one.
It's going to be exciting
It's
to play
proper full
around.
medium format size.
It looks really cool. I'm actually excited for you to play around it and take some
And
cool
yes,
Polaroids with
it's fully. You can shoot it in full manual, or you can use an auto, but you can actually put it into a manual mode, and it's got a really good autofocus system on it. Not that
cool.
I don't think the lens has a manual focusing on it, but it does have an autofocus. It looks, yes,
Yes.
it looks good. But yeah, it was a couple of things. I needed new batteries for the Sennheiser mics that we're using, and in Australia they're out of stock. And I tried to order them through B&H to get them before we came here, and it said, "Oh no, we're not allowed to sell it to Australia." And I said, "Well, Sennheiser are sold out in Australia, so surely you can then." And they go, "No, Sennheiser won't allow us to sell anything to Australia."
That's so random.
where they couldn't. I even couldn't have an order made and held here for me.
Really?
They said, "Well, if you're lucky, we'll have them in stock here when you come, because we can't even hold them here because you're an Australian customer."
That's so strange.
I know it's some people. It's sort of like distributors set up these deals. Like if we're going to distribute your gear, no overseas, like a B&H, can sell it to Australia.
How random.
But then that distributor doesn't stock everything. Yeah,
That's really strange.
it's that whole thing where I say I'm anti the way the world is so small these days, but everything makes it like we live on different planets.
Well, it's like we were talking about with the copyright stuff.
Yeah, see, all that stuff.
Yeah, it's a bit strange. A bit nid, if you will.
The bit nid, but yeah, I love the place, but I hate it because you can't touch and feel things. The salespeople are a bit weird. Like even the guy that the batteries, instead of walking up and we had to go to a computer, and before he'd look him up on the computer, he had to put all my details in there.
Yeah, it's a weird process.
It's a very weird process, but
And then they give you a little docket, and then you've got to go, and then because then you wanted to get the Polaroid, but you got to take the little docket and then go to the different department. I don't know, it was a bit strange. That is fine.
But I'm looking forward to Polaroiding.
Yes.
Yes.
And then after we got to the Polaroid, we in the cab on the way here, we went past. They had a Harry Potter exhibition, and I got very excited because Harry Potter is like my most favouriteest thing. And then Peter was like,
"Excited's not the word."
We will go to, and I was like, "No, Peter, like you don't even like Harry Potter. You've never even watched Harry Potter, like so don't even worry about it." But Peter forced me to go.
I forced you. All I know is I'm one up on Jared now.
Why?
He didn't go to Barbie, but I went to Harry Potter. But yeah, I don't know what you felt.
I told Jared not to come to, but Jared was going to come to Barbie. I told him not to. Like I specifically said, do not come. I actually don't want you coming. Because I didn't want him to like suffer through it, and that's why I was saying to you.
But
like,
I thought you said it's a good movie.
It's amazing, but
So why would have he suffered?
well, because he didn't want to see it, and that's why I was telling you I don't want to go to Harry Potter because I didn't want you to, and you did. You suffered through it, and you had a horrible time. Whereas I would have gone by myself and had a great time. I even got a necklace. I had a little Slytherin.
I wouldn't
necklace.
say I had a horrible time. I got that potion right without even looking.
That was pretty impressive. I got a Slytherin necklace.
But I thought it was a massive rip-off. I don't know how much it cost, but it just was like...
Oh yeah, definitely.
It was like...
It was just like a few...
You have to wait here. We've got a video starting in 2 minutes.
It was a massive rip-off. Like the studios in London is 120,000% worth it. Like that is so cool because that's got like all the props. It's the actual studios where they filmed it, and it's got so much to look at, and it's really cool. Whereas this was just like, I don't know, it just sounded like a bit of a rip-off. But I still had a ball because it's Harry Potter, and I live and breathe Harry Potter. I love how like even at the start where they were like, and whose case is this? And they showed the initials, and I was like, James Potter. And then
You got it wrong, though.
I know, and then they asked for the middle name, and I got the middle name wrong.
But I couldn't believe when we got to the other room and more question time for idiots like me who've never even watched it. And you're still the only person who answered.
Yeah, and then she was
The other
like,
people
and-
must have been Harry Potter fans.
I know, because she was like, okay, we're going to open the door. Does anyone know what the spell is to open a door? I'm like, Alohomora? And she's like, yeah, exactly. And everyone is like, "Mwah." I'm like, guys.
So how did she give you your points?
I don't know.
She said you got 10 points, but how did she give it to you?
Yeah, because she wouldn't have known that I'm Slytherin.
Yes,
She probably put
exactly.
them in Gryffindor. That's probably why Gryffindor is winning. That's... I'm gonna go back tomorrow.
You didn't even tell them that, whatever his name is, blonde.
Tom Felton follows you.
Tom Felton and I are like besties.
Such besties.
So besties.
He follows you on Instagram.
I don't know if you heard us before, but one morning Bex come in to look at messages, and Tom Felton sent me a message on Instagram, and Bex nearly wet herself.
I honestly nearly
danced
fell off the chair. I was like, Draco Malfoy sent you a message, Peter. Like, Draco Malfoy has messaged you being like,
And then
hey, Peter,
remember
love
someone saw that he was following me,
Yes, and was
and
like,
then
can
contacted
you
me.
please
Can you please
message him
him?
to get him to message my friend for her birthday? And it was like, we don't actually know him. Like, sorry,
Well,
that was weird.
I'm like that with him, but
Then
although
why didn't we catch up in London?
because my PA didn't do a very good job.
Actually, I think I did message him from your account.
Did you?
Yeah, I did actually. I remember because me and Bloom were having some drinks one night and we were a bit drunk and I told
Oh my
told her
God.
that-
Oh
and I was like,
my
I was
God.
like, should we message him?
So no
And
wonder he
Bloom's
didn't
like, yeah.
answer. You've most likely said that I want to
No.
have a candlelit dinner with him or something.
No. We played it so cool. We just sent him a message just being like, hey, we'd love to catch up in London. And he didn't even open. He didn't even leave us on red. He just didn't even open the message. I was like, Tom, that's rude. I thought we were better friends than this. You once said, I like your photos. And we said thanks. And now you're not even... I was so cool about it. I just said, hey, we'd love to catch up while we're in London.
Oh well. You wouldn't have been able to contain yourself.
Well, Bloom was pretty like, oh my God, no, we need to do this as well. She's a massive...
But you wouldn't even be in London, so what's you going to get out of it?
living vicariously through me?
Oh, you'd try and do some setup where he actually talks to her over Instagram.
No, just
You
like...
sure now?
No, just the excitement.
You using my name to get your friends' favours.
I'm not.
Sounds like it.
I'm doing myself. I wanted to catch up with him. That would be so cool. I would love to like go to the pub with Draco Malfoy. That would be sick. What? Sorry, the Malfoys are my favourites.
I've only watched one episode. It all means nothing to me.
Move.
And the voice, that kills me.
I don't
Anyway.
know where you're getting this from. I think you're thinking of something else.
They're even in the place today. It started off with one holding a baby doing the voice.
That's Dumbledore.
Well, sorry, it was doing the voice. He might as well be in Star Wars.
No, it's totally different.
Or Trek, Star Trek, or
I've never got into Star Trek. Lord of the Rings.
Lord
okay.
of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
Again, slow talk.
Okay, but Lord of the Rings.
Because they're just not smart enough to write dialogue like Tarantino. Well, you listen to Tarantino dialogue, it's all quick and it's...
But you just don't like fantasy stuff.
Fantasy
That's
stuff.
fine. You don't have to.
No, I do like some fantasy stuff.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
She's cracking it now.
No, it's fine. I won't hold it against you. It's a me thing.
It's a you thing.
I love it.
You'll love it. Anyway, we're in New York.
We are.
Yeah, it's one of our favourite places. And I was expecting, I don't know, I hate the news, but I think it's exactly like Mum will ring me up and say, oh, the fires, are you safe? And I said, yeah, it was like, less than a quarter of a kilometre fire. They had it under control in 10 minutes. And it's like 100 kilometres from where I live. The news said it was wrapping around Melbourne. And then I've rang up when the cyclones hit once. We had a bit of wind.
Yeah.
But all the stuff about all the Mexicans are supposed to be on the street, I haven't seen any of that.
But you see, I haven't seen or heard about that until you told me about it. Like, I haven't seen that on the news or anything. I think it's
No,
just...
not in Australian news. Australian news says nothing about any of this in America.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I hadn't heard about it until you mentioned it.
Yeah, I've only seen it on social media.
But
And
I didn't see it on my social media.
Yeah, but you don't see stuff like that on Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I mean. Like,
Yeah, it's not a TikTok type thing.
TikTok's got some pretty interesting stuff, but like, I haven't seen it on my social media. So that's what I mean. I'm just saying I hadn't heard about it until you told me about it. But then we get here and it's not like what you were saying and showing me.
Yeah, I don't know, I think it's most likely is a massive problem, but I think some people might be sensationalising it.
Most likely.
Because I haven't seen any side of it. Driving into New York, we walked,
It feels
20, 30 blocks today and I didn't see a single, like they said, there was like families just sleeping on the street, said nowhere to stay.
It feels
Anyway,
and looks like regular old New York.
Yeah, it still feels a bit different. I think it's just all the construction.
Oh yeah, the construction's a bit
does,
mid.
something feels a little bit different, but the smells, it's still got...
It smells so different.
It's for someone who doesn't know, I had this amazing hair and makeup artist who was secretly a model, but she had problems with her ex-husband trying to kill her and her daughter, so she had to hide in Australia. So
Casually.
she stopped modelling altogether because she knew that that's one way that he
find
might be
her.
able to find her. So, and she was an amazing makeup artist, absolutely incredible.
I remember she did my makeup a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was really
And
good.
one day she had her phone, she was flicking through to show me a sample. I said, hang on a minute, stop. And she kept, no, stop it. And it was Caroline. I said, flick back. I just saw a picture of you and Naomi Campbell on a catwalk. Flick it back. And she eventually flicked back, and it was. So,
Wild.
and she looks, you've seen her,
Yeah.
tall as. And yeah, it was amazing. But she said to me, because I'd never been to New York back then, and she said, the one thing I'll tell you, the smells in New York. She said, I'm not going to say anything more than that, but when you go there, send me a message and tell me if I'm not right. And it is, every 5 steps there's a different smell. And one minute it's an amazing smell, the next minute it's a disgusting smell.
Even when we were out today, we were
Although now there's only 2 smells in New York. Weed, because I think it's fully legal now. It just seems that
It must be, because I saw heaps of shops for it and stuff as well.
And I haven't seen all the car tables set up with the guys selling the weed where we saw it last time.
It must be. But you take a few steps and you just get a massive waft of weed, and then you take a few more steps and you get the Reese's peanut butter cup shop. Take a few more steps, you get pizza, and you take a few more steps, weed again. Take a few more steps, it's like the smell of like tar.
Sewer water.
Or like I could just like smell like tar, like, I don't know, like...
Every now, there was an off rubbishy water smell that you get every now and then, yeah.
There's just like different smells every few steps that you take.
It is, I tell everyone, since Caroline told me that, it's the one thing I tell someone who hasn't been there, as once you get into New York, because it's so, the buildings are there, I think it just intensifies every smell and holds them in their little spot. But yeah, it's something that, you're in New York, take 3 steps and the smells will change.
Yes. I know I'm in New York, we have pizza for lunch.
I can't believe you. That can be. We should put that up as a photo. I don't do one of me eating.
Me eating pizza?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't look very nice, and I don't have any makeup on. I can't believe, oh my God, I'm doing this without makeup on.
Pizza face and...
I just realised I don't have makeup on. I haven't done a podcast without makeup on in a while.
The lighting's not terrible.
It's pretty bad.
I can put a filter on you.
I actually look pretty horrible.
I can put a filter on you, like you're accused of doing the other day.
Oh my God, I can't believe I was accused.
That was a ripper.
Someone accused me of having a filter. I posted...
But you do put filters on.
Yeah, I do on my story, but I'll admit to it.
So why are you so offended that someone suggested you'd put a filter on? You hadn't. It means that you actually look filtered.
Well, that's the way that I did take it. But the thing that I got offended by was that it was just like the way that, because he was like, do you not realise this filter you keep using is making you look cross-eyed? I was like, for one, I don't have a filter on my face, and for 2, the reason you think I look cross-eyed is because this is a mirror shot, and I've taken it on an angle, and I'm looking at my phone. So, like, if it's like, do you not understand angles? You know what I mean?
Oh, you have a lazy eye too? No.
But it was the angle that was, and I was like, excuse me, I don't have a filter on, and this is angles. And it just kind of bothered me. I don't know, his tone just seemed,
That's special. The ice bucket is making love to my, it's coming off now. So.
I don't know, his tone seemed very pointed, and I didn't appreciate it.
Very pointed. Oh my God.
Anyway. Someone did reply and told him that he was rude, and I replied to that person, and I was like, actually, no, he's not being rude. This is actually a really nice thing. He thinks that I look like I have a filter on, whereas this is actually just what I look like. So that's actually a really big compliment.
Yeah, you wake up photoshopped.
Yeah, that's really nice.
It's really nice. So what are you whinging about? Where's the,
I'm not.
I'm not. So aren't you going to ask me how my week was? It's all about you. This whole episode's been about you.
It hasn't. When was the last time you asked me how my week was? I ask you every podcast, how was your week? And I don't remember the last time you actually asked me how mine was. But anyways, how was your week?
I don't care how yours was. I do ask yours because you gave us all a fill-in about you having to go to the cinema with Jared and your Barbie trip without Jared, and there you go.
How was your week?
Well, it was good. I went to a very nice party on Saturday.
Whose party was that?
Mrs. Princess's engagement party. And she made me sit with the old people.
I did know.
So there's the young people and then there's the old people. And she kept, no, you can't come in, you've got to go back with the oldies.
I kept trying to include you with my friends.
You were not inclusive at all.
I was trying.
You were very, you need to take lessons from Rhiannon and people like that. They're more inclusive than you are.
I was. This is why I didn't. This is why I don't want you hanging. I tried. You even said you were like, I'm trying to get away from the oldies, but I keep getting stuck with.
I take 3 steps and one would come out from behind a bush and jump on me. Oh, you're Rebecca's boss.
Rebecca.
Yeah, the amount I heard your name Rebecca a lot.
Oh, it's so strange. So many of my friends actually forget that my name's Rebecca. When someone does call me Rebecca, my friends are like, "Oh, that is your name, isn't it?" I'm like, "Yes." Don't remind me. It's strange. I'm so not a Rebecca. I'm Beck. Rebecca is what my mother calls me when I'm in trouble, and it's also what
Rebecca.
As what my sister,
In fact,
my sister more like Shannon always calls me Rebecca. I don't know why. Well, she calls me Beck from time to time, but she.
Oh, no, I got in trouble because of you.
Why?
Well, I can't remember your freaking new niece because I only know her name is Pickles.
No.
And it's not a real name. I got in trouble.
Why?
Well, I didn't know her name was
Bonnie.
not Bonnie.
Blame Jasper. That's Jasper's fault. It's my nephew's fault. He's the one who called her Pickles, and now it just stuck.
It was full on stuff.
Well, who told you off?
Your sister.
Really?
Oh, don't you know my daughter's name?
Oh, okay, that's a bit awkward. Sorry.
And I felt like saying, yeah, Lulu. So, in-house joke.
Oh my god.
Were you allowed to say the joke? No, I won't.
No, don't.
No, just an in-house joke about a dog's name. But yeah, we've been raving a bit.
What else do we always do?
Rave.
That's what this is.
Can't talk anything photography, so all I've done is edited like stupid again to get everything before we got away.
Yeah. But you're all
And-
caught ups.
I've caught up. So I haven't done the editing for pictures. I was falling behind on that, but I haven't had.
Well, you've got to monitor this trip to edit with.
It's not that I just haven't had the shoots. I actually like the pictures. No, I mean,
Savage.
no, you know, I'm after one cover shot every shoot, and there's
That's
been a
just
few
savage.
shoots I haven't had a cover shot, so it's been I don't like wasting my time on something that I don't love.
Well, that's fine. It was just a bit of a savage comment, but I love it.
It wasn't savage, but
I'm here for the savage. I love the savage. The
Well,
savage cabbage.
I don't know if you saw on my photos list that I have now an area called books. That's where we started, book 1. The Book of Mormons, Becca. The Book of Beck and the Book of Rara.
That's exciting. Finally, we're going to do some books after everyone's been begging for years.
I know,
No, I know. I understand what you're saying. Like, because for so many years, everyone's always asked Peter, like, do you have
books and exhibitions.
do you have a book? Do you have this, blah, blah, blah? And Peter's always said, like, no, I don't have any books because I'm not ready. But now, finally, you've decided that, yeah, screw it, I'll do a book.
Well, it's not so much screw it, I'll do a book. I've actually realised that because I keep on thinking I've got better work I need to do before I want to do a book.
Actually, yeah, that was always your thing. You were like, I haven't done my best work yet.
I've still got more to go, but I have realised that, I've got some
You've got
work
some
that I
pretty
really,
great
really
work.
like. And I keep thinking, well, besides a couple of models, I'm not doing a lot of those, the type of models aren't around anymore. So for me to do that next
That
level,
stuff.
I don't have the people to shoot to do that,
Yeah.
except for a couple of models that are still doing proper, my style of modelling,
Yeah.
which is, not econ. And someone asked what e-commerce, which is just
Internet catalog modeling
catalog modeling, yeah.
for the internet. Like if you go to an online website and you're looking to buy a t-shirt and you click through those photos of a model wearing it and they do one from the front, one from the side, one from the back. That's what e-com modeling is. Boring.
Well,
It is.
no, it is boring. And if the picture's so bad that not even the models will even use them, it's sort of...
Yeah, it's just literally there for people to buy a product. It's not exciting. It's not fun. It's not campaigns. It's not billboards. It's just literally product photo. It's literally being a human mannequin, but not in a fun way. Not in the way that like a fashion model should be a human mannequin, but in like a good way that goes on like a billboard. Whereas e-com modeling is like. Well, that's why Levi's are using AIs now, because it could be done by a bloody AI. Like, it's so...
Well, I think I saw something, it might have been on X, and it was sort of like... No, it's called X now. Go in to Google and type in X and see where it takes you.
I'm the one who told you if you type in x.com, it actually brings up Twitter, but it's
No,
Twitter.
It doesn't bring up Twitter, it brings up
It's
X.
Twitter.
You twit. Anyway, I can't remember. It was a reasonably... It wasn't as high as a Stella McCartney or that. Sort of maybe more like a Mango or a Zara or something down there. But I swear that they had just the rotating pictures, and I reckon they were AI. Which is really bad.
Yeah.
And even when we were in customs, so I heard the AI talking, and I was thinking, there's another person's job gone.
Yeah. See, at least no one can ever take my job. Or AI.
Yes, they can. We had someone apply for it the other day.
AI can never take my job, is what I meant to say.
I really want to answer that.
No, because
Yes.
AI, like, no, but AI can't take my job because no one's as fun. Like, AI won't be as fun as me. Imagine how bored you'd be.
I had a lot of fun with Hey Siri when it first started.
Yeah, but you get bored of it after a while. You don't get bored of me.
I wouldn't leave my headphones on planes.
No, but exactly.
It wouldn't make me go to Harry Potter.
Yeah, but see, this is like fun things. Like, now you've got stuff to talk about. Imagine if... Like,
AI would find me Southern Comfort, New York.
I will also find you Southern Comfort in New York.
No, I'll get it. I've taken that on as a challenge.
No, I will get it before you do. But see, I keep things fun. You even told me a little while ago, it was like one of the best compliments you've ever gave me. You were like, I could find someone so easily to do your job 10 times better than you can.
You took that as a compliment.
But I would be so bored. And I was like,
I'd have nothing to do.
thank you. That's really nice. Thank you so much.
See, it's a really good skill to have where you can actually put someone down. They think it's a nice comment.
I took it as a compliment because you said that you'd be really bored without me. And, like, I'm sure you could find someone to do my job better. Like, I have no doubt about that. But you'd be bored without... Like, I took away the positive from it.
You found the only positive you could in it.
Yes, are we still recording on that side as well?
Yes, no, I checked. Yes. Oh, on that side. Yes, just double check. Yes. We're double checking because
we've only
got a very short time to have this edited. When we edit, I put
the sound
and chop the beginning end out and do other little shit.
You're kind of out of frame a little bit again. Sorry, I don't like sitting too.
Well, I can only see half my weight. This Qantas pyjamas make me look enormous.
It's this couch. It's the way you're
It's a couch. Everything's grey. It just looks like a lump. That's why you put the black shirt on. Because you're looking pudgy. Is that why?
No, because I like my velours.
Oh, you're velour. You just like feeling yourself.
My juicy couture. It's flancy.
Flancy.
It feels really nice and very soft.
Very soft.
Yes.
I was going to say something. I've lost my flow.
You were just laughing at me taking your insults as a compliment.
Yes, no, there was something else. Sorry. I bounced and fell on my head.
We're also very delirious.
I started a crash and burn.
Like me this morning.
Yeah, just as we got back from the pizzas.
Oh, yeah.
I really was, and I looked at it, 2 o'clock, geez, I want to stay up to at least 6 or 7 before.
Yeah, see,
Before I die.
Because I've passed my window, I'm fine now. I'll be fine till tonight now.
Yeah, no, I'm that should be, as long as I don't, if I sit down and try and edit or something,
You're
I'm
gonna
gonna
crash, yeah.
I'll crash.
Alright. Well, we'll stay uppity. We'll do stuff. Let's go down to the fitness center. Let's go for a workout. Let's go for a jog. Let's go see a Statue of
I
Liberty.
am going there with a camera for this. I want to see Beck on a treadmill. I think that would be the funniest thing in the world. If anybody's seen her try and run across a road, all that happens is her legs move faster, but she actually doesn't go any quicker than she actually walks quicker as a walk than she does as a run. She has half the speed. Her legs just bounce on one spot and it doesn't take you anywhere.
It's a skill.
It's a skill.
It's honestly a skill. I don't know how I got so skilled. Let's go see a Statue of Liberty. Let's go to the Empire State Building. Let's
So you're
go
putting
to
me
the Brooklyn Bridge.
Sorry, you know what I don't like doing. You've already made me do Harry Potter.
I'm just trying to think of things so you don't crash and burn. Because I nearly crashed and burned this morning. I honestly, I was fighting to stay awake when I was potato gemming while you were unpacking.
Well, I was, before I zipped downstairs to get some water and
You were
then
about
zipped
to crash.
upstairs to get some ice. Yeah, I was starting to really crash and burn.
That was me, but I pushed through that window because it's like it happens to me at night time. I have this like window of sleep, and if I miss that window, I'll be awake until like 2, 3 in the morning. I need to fall asleep within the window, and because I pushed through my little window of sleep this morning,
Your
now I'm
little
fine.
window.
Yeah, I just have a little window. I'll still sleep like a baby tonight, but I pushed through.
I
the
think,
window.
yeah, just carefully, because everything was thrown completely out of whack, because on Tuesday, we lost all my days, yeah. So Monday,
We were meant to get in
we get in,
yesterday.
so Tuesday morning at 6 a.m. we get to bed. Right, so we'd been up all night.
Yeah.
So we hadn't slept at all
Yeah.
Monday night. And then we only had 6 hours before we had to go back to the airport. So we were already getting sleep deprived. I got a good sleep on the flight.
I got a really decent sleep on the flight.
But then we're still a bit out of whack, and we had a 5 hours.
4 hours in LA and then a 4-hour stopover, and then on the plane, overnight flight to New York. We got a couple hours sleep there, and then we landed here this morning, but now we're both trying to reset our body clocks because we landed in New York this morning, so we were like, all right, well, my mentality is, yeah, I'm sleep deprived, but if I go to sleep now, I'll be screwed later on. So I've landed in the morning, I've got to stay up, I've got to stay up all day and then go to sleep tonight, and that'll realign my body clock. And it is 3:30 in the afternoon. Whew, okay, I can do this.
Well, we only have to really last till 6.
No.
We then have a good long sleep, 6 till 9 in the morning. You sleep longer than that when you've had.
What if I'm hungover?
Well, drink a lot really quick. Get hungover. She doesn't need encouragement. By
I was
the way.
about to say, why are you encouraging this? No, I don't know. Even if I can, I'll probably stay up till about 8ish. Maybe like 8, 9 o'clock. I'll go to bed, and then I can sleep until like 8, 9. I have 12 hours sleep. Don't mind a good 12 hours sleep.
I hardly ever get that.
It's so good. I love it. I slept for like, I don't even know how long I slept for when I came back from Europe. I had a 12
I
hours.
slept for 2 days or
I
something.
honestly did. Like I had a 12-hour sleep, and then I woke up for like 2 hours, and then went back to sleep for like another like 5 hours, and then woke up for like 4 hours, and went back to bed for like another like 8 hours. It was just ridiculous. But I did a
And then got to work a week later and go, oh, I'm so tired.
I had a really big time.
On holidays.
Yeah, I went to Boom, and then I went to Tomorrowland. I went to a week-long camping festival, and then I went to Tomorrowland. Like, everyone I told, I was like, I'm going to Boom and then Tomorrowland. They're like, you're a crazy person. I was like, I know. I'm aware. But I did it, and I was bloody exhausted afterwards. Do I regret it? Absolutely not. It was amazing.
Amazing.
Except for the broken tent part.
The tent and sleeping on the side of a hill.
Yeah, that part kind of sucked.
And the amazing music you listened to there.
Aside from that, I had a lot of fun.
And the sex orgies in the dirty water pool.
I don't know about any of those. I stay
Oh,
away.
you're unconscious for that too.
No, I stay away from...
That's the only thing I saw on the YouTube.
Well, I don't know what the hell you're looking at. Well, I
I
don't.
showed you.
What you look at on the internet in your spare time.
It was on
is-
YouTube. You know, it's not going to be like you can show people getting shot, but you can't show.
Oh, I don't know. I don't need to know about what you look on the internet, Peter. It's okay. When you want to have Peter time and you want to look up orgies in lakes, that's fine.
No, I looked up Boom.
Well,
Where you were.
I know, but I didn't see any of that, so I don't know what you're looking at. But that's cool. Like,
You're hopeless.
whatever gets your rocks off. You do you.
Brown water with hippies floating in it. It's not.
Yeah, I didn't
Anyway.
do any of that. How was your week? See, I'm asking. I'm so nice.
Yeah, I don't. I just worked. I can't remember.
You
So I
can't
was
remember.
No, I was trying. All I was trying to do was get all the video editing done that I had to have, so I didn't have to try and do it while we're traveling
Yeah,
because it gets really hard sometimes.
it does.
So that's it's and besides, well, had to. It's not. We did your party. I had to. Had my family over.
Ribs.
Ribs. There's something that tied me up on Friday night. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, had family up for ribs. So I lost a bit of time cooking that.
Were
And
the
that was
ribs good?
Ribs are good. I failed dismally on my beans. But
Bones.
well, the problem is some of the YouTube cooking channels, as soon as they have their own products,
Oh, it's just like promoting that.
yeah, and it was
It's
sort
like
of
that one-
super. It was over sweet.
That one guy that we were watching for a little bit, then he started doing some avocado oil. And it
Sam.
Just, was that him?
That's Sam.
Ah.
But he doesn't do the avocado oil anymore. He's moved
I
on
just
from
feel
that.
like once he started doing that, just like every 2 seconds.
Everything had to be cooked in avocado oil.
But it was like every 2 seconds he was plugging his product, and it was like, oh my god, like we get it, dude. Just calm your farm a little bit. So that was a bit.
Yeah, that's Sam.
Sam, I don't know. Some of his stuff looks tasty, but I think he just does like stoner food, and like I
Well,
look
he's
at.
a stoner.
Yeah, I know, but like I look at the stuff that he cooks, and
We'll
I'm
put a
like,
link in description. It's a cooking channel on YouTube. There is some of his stuff.
if I was.
I normally bastardize his recipes. I'll take a bit of it, but instead of doing the stupid things he does, like his fish taco and the batter for his fish tacos was really good, but it's really simple. It's just beer and flour. But there was a coleslaw he made, which was really cool. So I get tiny bits, but a lot of his stuff I've tried, and I take a bite and go, it doesn't. It's typical.
Stoner food.
Yeah, but it's also got the two flavors that shouldn't be going together.
But I feel like that's stoner food. Like I feel like I watch some stuff that he makes, and I look at it and think like, if I was still like 18 and still smoked weed, I would absolutely love this. But like I'm not I don't smoke weed anymore, so I'm like, hey. But I
Guess
just
what? You're not 18 either.
I know, but I just look at it and I'm like,
Although
18
you're
year old
happy
me.
today that you got asked for your ID.
I know I was actually, but I'm not 18 anymore. I don't do this. I'm not cool and hip anymore.
Cool and hip. But yeah,
Out.
there's a beans I want to try, which is supposed to be a real, and the beans, like the whole idea of it, the American beans, is because I was doing my ribs, so is you cook them for 3 hours in the smoker, so you get the smoke right through the beans.
You do beans and ribs together?
Yeah,
Like you serve
it's the same.
them together?
Yeah. When we get to Austin, you watch. They do beans and ribs and coleslaws and.
That just seems like
Beans?
such a wild combination.
Well, didn't you just find? Was it you the other day? Don't point your little sharp pointy. Oh, she got new nails again. Yes, she's happy she's got her nails because she needed nails to show off her ring.
I know, because I knew everyone was going to be like, show us the ring. And I was like, well, I better have my nails done. Maddie did a really good job. My nail
It's
girl.
classier than what you normally get.
Oh, I know. She's about that though. She's a classy girl, and she's like just come back from maternity leave, and I'm like, I love these, but I can't afford to get them done every 3 weeks again. So this is like a once off.
Well,
I'll get them done again before Esoteric Festival.
that's all right. I prefer it when, like, I like nails for photo shoots, but when it comes to helping me with photography, they're pretty useless.
What do you mean? I'm
I can't
useless
lift
all
the
the
bag
time.
up. I'm gonna yes. I won't disagree.
No, I was only.
Again, I was going to go somewhere, and you've killed me again. That's all right. Go on.
You were talking about beans and ribs, and in Austin.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, but yeah. Yeah, when we when we get to Austin, you have a look. They all do their beans, like they do their sausages, their coleslaws.
Oh.
No, I know where I was going to go. So I can't remember if it was you or not. Baked beans. Where do they come from? What country?
That was me, and I
That
looked it up.
was.
They
You thought it was England.
I thought it was England. I thought baked beans came from England because I was like, oh, the British people love their full English breakfast, and that's always got baked beans. And then I looked it up. It is actually from Native American people.
Yes.
And the British
No,
people
the British
stole
stole it. Well, and didn't put chili or anything else in because they're all
but I was
wusses.
like,
But
well, I will.
I will what? What will you do?
I'll be damned.
I'll be damned.
I'll
be Franklin. Franklin Rivered.
I was shooketh.
Shooketh.
Yeah,
Your words.
my words.
Anyway, yeah, but I've
But
dropped that on a couple of people now, and everybody agreed with you. They all thought it was the British.
Yeah, but no, it's not.
No,
it's
it's
an American thing.
Americans. But see, I said to you, the famous movie with beans, Blazing Saddles.
Never seen it.
Anybody of a decent generation will know exactly what I'm talking about. Well, it's Blazing Saddles is back in cowboy days.
You're so out of frame, by the way.
Blazing Saddles. And look, I reckon 80% of the people listening to the podcast will know Blazing Saddles.
I've heard of it. I've just never seen it.
Well, there's a scene where there's like 4 or 5 cowboys are sitting around a fire, and there's a big pot over it, and it's full of beans, and they all start eating it, and then it becomes like a fart fest for about 10 minutes. And back in the 70s, a fart joke was the funniest thing in the world.
Oh.
So that's why the scene's famous. Everyone just remembers the baked bean fart scene.
Small things and small
And just, yeah,
things.
it's no farts. Farts are funny.
That's not that funny.
They are funny.
They're not that funny.
Sorry, if your nephew farts, you'll laugh. Yeah, see? I saw something on Twitter the other day, and it was some type of exercising, and there was these 3 girls, and there's a personal trainer helping the girl, and he's pushed her down like this, and she's going, and she had 2 of her friends, and they all killed themselves laughing.
I don't know. I think it depends on the context. Like, sometimes it's cheesy, sometimes it's funny, but sometimes it's really cheap. I feel like using a fart joke as a cheap joke, I feel is really corny and such a cop out. Like if it's a
So if one of your girlfriends went to sit down on a chair and accidentally farted, you'd laugh.
because that's genuine. It's when people use it and it's all like set up, and it's like if it's like a setup like gimmick like cheap laugh, it's corny and it's not funny.
Yeah, but any cheap setup laughs are corny.
It's gotta be.
Sorry, cheap setup, but then you love things like Jackass, which is all set up.
No, but I don't love all Jackass. I only like some of the things.
Oh, the stuff with the blood and guts.
I liked the one where they put the toy car up Steve-O's butt. That was funny. Was that Steve-O's butt?
I don't know.
That was, oh no, was it Ryan Dunn's butt? I don't know, they put a toy car and a condom up someone's butt, and then he had to go get an x-ray. It was really funny. Because the doctor obviously had no idea and he's getting the x-ray.
But I've told you about, I've got a friend who's a radiologist, and he says the amount of
That was so funny.
People come in with things stuck up their butt, and they're very dangerously stuck up their butt.
But it was so funny because the doctor obviously had no idea, and then they did the doctor's done it because the guy was like, "Oh, I just need an X-ray." And they did the X-ray. It's like, you've got a joint car. That was funny.
Well, Pete had this couple come in, 2 guys come in, and he kept on saying, "What's the problem?" They kept laughing and giggling, but they started. So no, one of them grabbed Peter's hand and put it on up near a rib cage. And he could feel the vibrating, and he gone, "You idiots!" He got 000 right this second. He said, "If that gets up near your heart, you're dead." He said it's that simple. Things, and I don't know how. I was certain I was on Joe Rogan, said something about there was more people that died from things up their butt than COVID or something. I can't remember what it was, but it was sort of like, why do people do that?
Yeah, I don't know. Exit only.
Exit only. Anyway.
On that note.
I was happy doing the fart jokes, but Beck wanted to take it. See, I was happy with things coming out. She wanted to put things back up, but we'll... It's your fault. I was going this way. You were going the other way.
Oh, my God.
Well, don't blame me for you.
I'm not blaming you. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Lack of sleep in the other side of the world.
Yeah, let's say that.
Yes.
Let's say that.
We're going... I haven't... Should I... Oh, yeah. So it'll work or it won't work. We're going to try and do our next podcast walking around the streets of New York.
Yeah.
But we did a quick test to see if we can cope with the sounds of New York.
Yeah, so we're
not going to get the smells.
We're going to get the smells.
Can we put it in bags and send it to people? No, we can't. I don't think there is a smell-o-vision.
I don't think so.
They used to have something at cinemas.
We can describe it, though. We can describe our smells as we're walking. We'll tell them what we're
tannins.
getting.
The nuttiness.
We will describe it as we walk. We will let everyone know what we're smelling every few steps. We're going to try and do that.
Someone did try many years ago. I think it was in the 70s or 80s. And it was, you'd sit in the cinema, it was trying to get the next thing. You had a scratchy card and it would come up and you scratch it and scent would come out at that time.
Wild.
Yeah, it was...
Didn't
last.
Yeah,
it didn't last very long. Anyway.
Well, we're going to try and do walking around the streets for our next one. And...
if it doesn't work in New York, we'll try it in LA.
Or somewhere else. No, we're going to
LA's
Austin.
quieter.
Yeah, oh, okay. We could walk around Austin.
Yeah, 48-degree temperature. We're going to do really well with that.
I mean, I'll be fine. You might be looking like you just had a shower, but I'll be fine. Oh my God, and then we got Mexico!
We're not doing Mexico. We'll get grabbed by the cartel.
So excited for Mexico.
Anyway.
We've got lots of fun things coming up, and we will see you guys on the flip side. What photo are we doing, by the way?
I was just going to put you stuffing pizza in your face.
All right, fine, I guess.
Well, I didn't take a picture of me stuffing pizza in your face.
All right, fine, we'll do that.
You do that?
Well, okay, fine. If we must. Oh, but no, I look really ugly. I don't have makeup on.
All right, well...
we'll find something.
We'll find something.
People like our old photos. We'll find some...
But you haven't got your old photos with you, have you?
We'll come up with something.
What about the oldest photo you have of you?
The oldest photo I have? I don't know what that is. What about... oh, I don't know. I could probably find a photo of me in New York when I was like... the first time I came to New York.
Well, I don't have a photo of that. Oh. My first time here, I flew in. There was a Daphne Guinness photo shoot. Flew in, shot her the next day, flew out. I was not doing selfies.
Well, I've got photos of me the first time I came to New York when I was 17.
I've got...
I was 16.
First, second... I haven't got any photo until about the 3rd or 4th.
We'll just do that. We'll just do our first photos in New York. That's cute.
That's cute.
That's cute. We'll do our first photos in New York.
And you've got that with you?
Yeah, it's on my phone. Or it's on my hard drive. Yeah.
Well, mine's easy because it's the one that Shree has on her phone. My wife has on her phone.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice photo. You do that,
It's
and
a
I've got
nice
mine on
photo.
mine. It is.
It's pretties. Anyway, we're in Burgeston, aren't we? Or we're just crashing it?
Who knows? We'll figure it out.
When are we seeing Barbie?
I don't know. I need to look that up. Look, it's been a lot. Just
I'm sorry. We better knock this off. And we'll see you next week in New York on the streets. Hopefully, if not, we'll be in Central Park.
if we haven't killed each other. Bye, guys.